Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and one of the biggest features coming to the Dragonflight expansion are class and talent tree revamps. Instead of focusing on more borrowed powers, Dragonflight is instead going to focus on our classes, and all playstyles are getting back talent trees with a lot of powerful options, offering a unique opportunity for powerful playstyles, full customizability, and even promoting hybrid gameplay in all parts of endgame content. And Blizzard recently posted yet another set of updates planned for the next expansion of Dragonflight. This update features all of the priest class changes as well as an early look at the current priest talent trees. And in today's video, I wanted to highlight some of the biggest updates and improvements planned so far in the next expansion of Dragonflight. But right before we get into this video, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you are reminded, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as to the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you want to get regular updates about the next World of Warcraft expansion of Dragonflight. First of all, let's take a closer look at the expected basic priest toolkit, which hasn't changed too much in Dragonflight. Abilities like Smite and Mind Blast become baseline available for all three playstyles. Flash Heal also returns for the base priest toolkit, which may be beneficial to Shadow Priest in PvP. Especially when it comes to getting interrupted. Getting locked out on your damaging shadow spells will not leave you completely vulnerable, as you have access to your holy spells to keep yourself alive in the thick of combat. Next, let's take a closer look at the baseline talents for all three specs of priests. The base talent tree contains a lot more healing opportunities for all three playstyles, which will largely improve the hybrid potential and survivability options for Shadow Priest in PvP. The core buff of Power Infusion becomes an easy-to-get talent choice option, with improvements further in the talent tree to make PI shareable amongst your party and raid members. The ability of PI has to be one of the most contentious abilities added in the expansion of Shadowlands. It's not uncommon for a priest of the high-end content to receive whispers from players eagerly begging for that PI buff inside of their bursty cooldowns to further improve on their overall damage performance. And that altogether can create some very weird interactions and expectations. Many players in the priest community have asked Blizzard to either remove PI entirely or change it so it functions as a personal buff rather than a buff that you share with your party. And I'm sure Blizzard is gonna get a ton of feedback regarding PI appearing in the priest core talent trees. But I want to ask you guys in the comments below, how do you feel about PI appearing in the priest toolkit? Do you want this ability gone or adjusted to be made a personal buff? Or do you prefer PI as it functions right now in Shadowlands? Let me know your thoughts, how you feel about this ability in the comments below. Besides for PI, there's also new opportunities for pet-specific playstyles in the priest talent tree. And depending how you build your base priest, you can get various different capstone traits, like Holy Word Life, which is an emergency heal that saves allies from a critical condition for a more healer-oriented playstyle. Crystalline Reflections, Shadowlands Legendary for stronger absorb value. Even Shadowflame Prism to support a pet base builds for all three playstyles. And finally, we see the return of Mind Games, the priest Aventier ability, which is known for its strong PvP potential. Next, let's move on to Disc Priest specific improvements, starting with Inner Light and Shadow PvP talent, which appears on the base talent tree. And this talent will be fantastic to support the duality of priest, both the healing playstyle and the damage oriented output. On the right hand side of the discipline tree, you can invest into Shadow Covenant talent that can transform penance into a shadow spell for even more damage output. Delving further into the shadow elements of Disc, you can pick up the talents of Wickedness, which seems like a very powerful option. Divine Star gains bonus damage over time shadow damage and silences the targets it passes through. Or if you spec into Halo, then Halo will have a cooldown reduction element based on how many targets it hits, which can become a powerful AoE option for AoE content like Mythic Plus dungeons. This talent in particular is going to be highly valuable in Mythic Plus content and PvP. Imagine using Divine Star in PvP, silencing the enemy healer before they could save an ally, or potentially contributing to large AoE DPS output with the talent of Halo in Mythic Plus dungeons. And towards the center of the talent trees, we see the return of the Light's Wrath artifact ability, which was a very powerful option back in Legion. The damage of Light's Wrath is amplified for every target affected with your Atonement buff, resulting in massive damage and healing output in large groups like raids or massive open world PvP. Next, we have the talent tree options for the spec of Holy. Majority of your talent options are going to be very familiar, with a lot of new powerful choices towards the bottom of the row. Holy Priest gains new damage opportunities towards the right hand side of their tree, together with the talent of Burning Vehemence, which reduces the cooldown of Holy Fire. Rune of Fire reduces the cooldown of Holy Ward Chastise for more aggressive crowd control opportunities. Searing Light empowers the damage of Smite and Holy Nova against the targets afflicted by Holy Fire. And Imperial Blaze refreshes the use of Holy Fire and lets you cast it 3 times in a row with no cooldown every 30 seconds, which opens up new aggressive opportunities for Holy Priests going forward. The talent of Divine Wards empowers your Holy Wards greatly and provides various buffs and bonuses depending on which Holy Ward you empower with this talent. Buffing Serenity empowers your flash heal, and renew for 15 seconds to be more likely to crit and to cost less mana. Empowering Sanctify will cause it to bless the ground when you cast it, which will heal any ally standing in that area for a short amount of time. Empowering Chastise will increase the damage of Smite and will give it a chance to apply Holy Fire to your current target. And on the left hand side of the talent tree, Lightwell makes a return. Place it on the ground and will attempt to heal any nearby allies within a short distance. The Lightwell will sit there for 3 minutes or until 15 heals have been expanded from the well. Finally, we got Shadow Priest improvements, starting with Vampiric Insight, which will replace Dark Thought's passive. Mind Blast instant cast will now proc from your Vampiric touches instead of Mind Flay, which should hopefully improve Shadow Priest's gameplay and rotation going forward. The first half of the Shadow Priest talents aren't anything new, but the bottom row is going to create for some very exciting gameplay opportunities. As a Shadow Priest, you have to choose which old god you want to serve. Idol of N'Zoth gives your damage over time abilities a chance to build up stacks of Echoing Void. Every time you gain a stack of Echoing Void, there's a chance that these stacks collapse, causing the priest to deal shatter damage to all nearby enemies until all the stacks are spent. The Idol of Yasharaj modifies your Shadow Fiend, causing you and your pet to gain different benefits depending on the target's emotional state. Blizzard has clarified the list of emotional states that can affect your target and the various benefits that you gain from your Mindbender. If the enemy target is healthy, sitting above 80% health, then he gains the Pride debuff, which will cause you and your pet to do more damage. If the target is enraged, then you consume the enraged effect, enraging you and your pet with a nice haste buff. If the target is stunned, it suffers from despair, which causes you to generate more sanity. And if your target succumbs to fear, you and your pet do more damage and are immune to breaking fear effects. This effect will likely to be extremely powerful in PvP, as it turns a fear into essentially a stun, letting the priest and their pet rip apart an enemy player while they helplessly flee in terror. If none of these other conditions are met, then you get the emotion of violence, which simply prolongs the uptime of your Mindbender pet, letting it fight side by side with the Shadow Priest for a little bit longer. With the Idol of Cthulhu, your Mindflay and Mindseer have a small chance to spawn a Void Tendril that damages your targets and builds you combat resources. The Idol of Yogg-Saron will summon a powerful monstrosity, a thing from beyond, a creature which will fight by your side, blasting your foes with shadow magic, but only after you conjure 50 shadowy apparitions. Finally, if you're a big fan of the Shadowlands tier set, the Living Shadow reappears back as a talent option for Shadow Priests going forward. And that's going to be everything we have for Priests so far, heading forward into the next expansion of Dragonflight. This is just an early look at some of the talent options and changes coming to this class, but definitely not a final product. The class of Priests will likely receive a ton more changes and feedback before the final release of Dragonflight. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about these priest adjustments, and what are your thoughts about some of the upcoming talent trees? As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single live stream and video, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video, or discuss with the other members of the community what you think about the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.